What is up, everyone? Welcome to this episode. Tonight we have a response video from MEGADAN29. Now it is dark, it is getting late, I gotta go to work tomorrow, so I'm trying not to take up too much time and drag this on, but $100 Super Nintendo collection, what would you buy? So the rules are simple. The way I took this was you don't have the Super Nintendo collection that you do now. I've got a pretty nice Super Nintendo collection, if I do say so myself. And but the idea is, like, if you found a Super Nintendo and you're like, hey, I want to start collecting for Super Nintendos, you had $100 to spend, what games would you buy? Really, the only rule is you got to use price charting. I think that's fair because everybody's using the same playing field, but I don't really particularly like price charting myself, and I feel like it's kind of taking away some of that thriftiness that comes with the hunting, you know, the eBay sales or your local stores, conventions, things like that. But anyway, I think this is a pretty fun challenge because it's interesting to see what people prioritize as starting their collection, right? We all start collections, we're like, oh, I'll get the games I had when I was a kid. Or you gotta make concessions other ways, right? You get a cheaper game, but in the same genre, whatever. But anyway, I will leave a link to MEGADAN29's video down below. It's pretty entertaining. So here we go. So the Super Nintendo has probably one of the most diverse libraries of any video game console of all time, right? Probably up there with like the PlayStation 2, but Super Nintendo RPGs, platformers, shooters, puzzle games, sports games, just a huge library of games, and a lot of games in those genres. Makes it very tough to pick which one you would take, and like, I want this game, but I can't really afford it on my $100 list. But anyway, yeah, I mean, like I said, we had to make some concessions here, so Megan did some honorable mentions. I'll do some honorable mentions. I'll fly through them real quick. Games that did not make my $100, right? Street Fighter 2 Turbo, love that game. And the Super Nintendo controller with the 4 face buttons and the 2 shoulder buttons is really like the ultimate when it comes to like fighting games, man. It's a great controller for that. I like shooters, so I had Thunder Spirits, UN Squadron, NBA Jam, Top Gear 3000, Mario Kart didn't make the list, Super R-Type, Mystic Quest, again, a budget RPG, that would have been a great one because that's like $18.50 on price charting. Zelda's like 32 bucks. Ride and Trad. Now, Ride and Trad is not like the greatest game of all time, but it is a good game for people that aren't good at shooters. It's a good introductory game. Castlevania, Metroid. You know, those games are so expensive that it's like, can I find another game that's similar to that and put it on the list and save myself some money? And as we get to it, you know, I'll talk about some of the things that MEGADAN took that, you know, that I kind of made concessions for and flipped around. And I'll just put some gameplay footage up here. I'm not going to dig through my box and grab the carts. Now, it's so funny. My first one is Super Mario World. Like, that was a no-brainer. I looked at trying to get the Mario World, Mario All-Stars pack and trying to value pick it. But the All-Stars bundle was a lot more expensive than the regular Mario World cart, which is $15.08. I'll put all the prices in the description so you can kind of see where my $100 went to. But yeah, Super Mario World, you know, and Dan said it, you know, you get to our age, you've played so many Mario games, you've played them so many times that, you know, you might want to get something else. But if I were buying a Super Nintendo, that would be a game that I would want because it's not just another Mario game. Super Mario World is the best Mario game in my opinion, and it might be the best Mario game, or best platformer, best game of all time. IGN had it ranked number 2 behind Breath of the Wild. So, you know, Super Mario World to me is a must-have when you're starting a Super Nintendo collection. You gotta have Super Mario World. So many great memories with it. It's a great game, challenging in parts, pretty easy to get through, but challenging to get all of those endings. With the Star Road, and you can ride the Yoshis, and you can store an item and the cape, and it's one of the greatest games of all time. In my opinion, it is the best game of all time. It is a perfect 10, and for $15.08, I had to have it on the list. So here we go. Here's what's funny is MEGADAN spent $37 and he took Super Punch-Out. I mean, Super Punch-Out's a great game, but for $15, I took Mario World and, you know, listen, Donkey Kong Country, man. Another platformer, but it is one of a kind. That first Donkey Kong Country is so iconic. It's so unique with its bouncing physics. You could trade between the characters, Diddy Kong and Donkey Kong. And, you know, Donkey Kong was a little bit more tank-like, had a little bit more weight to him, where Diddy Kong was a little bit more acrobatic. What a great game with the secrets and the soundtrack. And, you know, I'm a big fan of Rareware, so Donkey Kong Country, I had to take that. So, you know, there's the question right there. Would you take Donkey Kong Country and Super Mario World? Because I got it for $34.82. So for like 35 bucks, Megadan took Super Punch-Out. So which one would you take? Leave a comment down below. Would you take Punch-Out or would you take the two awesome platformers? All right, so listen, I had to put my favorite Super Nintendo game of all time on there. And it is MegaMan X. That was my big expenditure, $32.01. Now, I think it's funny because, you know, at my the average eBay price, there was one for $28. And when you're talking about having only $100, saving that $4 could have gotten me something else, you know, at the end of the list. But you can go to your local store, and if the label's a little beat up, they might give it to you for $25. So I just think, you know, okay, we're using price charting, but you could probably get these games a little cheaper. But MegaMan X, what a fantastic game. I love Mega Man as a kid. I love Mega Man X. We had that for Super Nintendo. I think I still have my childhood cartridge. But yeah, just a sense of adventure, and you couldn't do anything, and you explore a little bit more, and you would upgrade. You would find like another energy tank, and that would help you out with the boss, you know. Or you would find like, well, you just kind of run into the dash upgrades, but you would find like the arm cannon upgrade, or, you know, the helmet upgrade, and, you know, it'd help you out along your way. And it's just such a magical, awesome game, man. I had to have Mega Man X. I couldn't leave it behind. I had to have Mega Man X. And yeah, I don't feel bad spending a third of my money on that one game. So on Megadan's list, he took a shooter. Actually, he took two. He took Super R-Type for $12.70 and Total Carnage for $17.68. I only put one shooter on my list, and that was Earth Defense Force for $19.74. When you think of Earth Defense Force now, you think of the third-person sandbox alien shooter. You know, plays like Starship Troopers. I live stream it all the time. But in the early 90s, Earth Defense Force was a side-scrolling shooter. It was really good. You could pick different weapons. You know, your homing attack, you could dodge bullets, and the homing attack would attack enemies, but it was a little bit weaker. You had like nuclear weapons and grenades and stuff like that. And, you know, as far as a shooter goes on the Super Nintendo, I would say it's sort of mid-range as far as its difficulty and over-the-topness. It's priced in that mid-range at about 20 bucks. But yeah, I know Death ran that game. I think I have it in the Play the Classics down below. But yeah, man, I mean, come on. Yeah, I like shooters. I got to have a shooter on the list. And Earth Defense Force is probably my favorite Super Nintendo shooter at the moment. Some of you grew up playing sports. Some of you didn't. I happen to grow up playing sports. And one of my favorite Super Nintendo games is a sports game, and it is NFL Quarterback Club 96, and it was $3.95 on price charting. In fact, my local store has a complete in-box copy of it with like the little chart, you know, the play chart or whatever, for $5. And I was thinking about just buying it and taking my copy and putting it somewhere else. But NFL Quarterback Club 96, like that was a time in my youth. You know, I was like in high school, and you know, football was huge. We always played football, baseball, street hockey, whatever. But what's really cool about those NFL Quarterback Club games is, yes, you get your main season of NFL goodness, but there's like the NFL Quarterback Challenge, where, you know, you tap the A and the B button like this, and then it fills up the meter, and you throw the ball, and whoever throws the ball furthest gets some points, and there's some targets that roll across the screen, and you throw and you hit the targets. And it was just a really cool adaptation of what you saw at the Pro Bowl when they did the Skills Challenge. And yeah, just really cool, nostalgic game for me. And for under $4, definitely gonna take it. Now, it was really tough getting down to the end because looking at my list of honorable mentions, I really wanted NBA Jam because I loved NBA Jam. I love the arcade NBA Jam. I love playing the home version on Super Nintendo with friends and family and then my brother and everything. And it's just, NBA Jam is one, it's like when you think about arcade gaming in that part of the 90s, you think about NBA Jam and Street Fighter 2, you know what I mean? Like all Hydro Thunder, you know, those types of games. But I did make the concession. I did not get NBA Jam. Instead, I took Mortal Kombat. Again, Mortal Kombat, you know, probably not the best version of Mortal Kombat, but it was only $9.09 on price charting. So it was the last game I could afford. My total was $99.61, so we had 39 cents to spare. If you weren't there when Mortal Kombat came out, it was like this huge deal, man. It was so violent. The gameplay was so fast, so furious. The characters were really cool. The soundtrack to Mortal Kombat kicks ass to this day. There was just this mystique about it, you know, like Street Fighter 2 was sort of this punch-kicky, cartoony style fighter game, which is cool because Street Fighter 2 is awesome. But Mortal Kombat was like the blood coming out of your face, punching your skull out of your head, kicking through your chest, setting you on fire. Like you're almost like fighting with real people because of the digitized graphics, man. Yeah, I was very happy to get Mortal Kombat on this list and make room for it because it's definitely one of my favorite fighting games of all time. And it's one of the most memorable games of all time, that's for sure. Well, there you have it. That is my list. $100 on Super Nintendo games. We got 6 games for a total of $99.61. Like I said, I'll leave that down below. Leave a link to MEGADAN29's channel down below. Super Nintendo, what an amazing console. What are some of your favorite Super Nintendo games? Leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share on social media. Don't forget to bang that notification bell so you can stay up to date on all of your CM Retro gaming goodness. Guys, take care of yourselves, and we will see you on the next one.